Yo, it's Bam Bam Mo back with Media. Now look, in Egypt they have what you call the Ba or the soul, and so you understand that there are about 9 principles when it comes to the God body and how the understanding of how the God body works and how this body, not just the physical body, but the spiritual bodies, the multi-dimensional bodies all work. But before we even get to that, you have to understand the first principle, which is the soul. So this body, the soul, is what fuels what you call this kundalini fire, or you're talking about this energy that's at the base of the spine or the root chakra, right? And so we're talking about the energy that superimposes on the prostate gland. Are you talking about this? This is why whenever you're talking about creation or creative energy, or this energy that that brings things into a physical existence, this is why it's like a fire. It's almost like a it's what you call they call it Shakti energy, or they call it many different names, right? They call it Shekinah, right? They call it these many different names, but this is the energy that raises up the spine. So the soul will activate this in the physical realm. So when the soul comes into the physical realm, it has to activate this kundalini energy, or this energy at the base of the spine. See, the soul is transferred from the plane of force to, or plane of energy into the plane of force, and then into the physical realm. You feel what I'm saying? Or the plane of, or you have a spiritual plane, physical plane. You have a plane of force that brings things into the physical. So this is what you're talking about, how the soul will be brought into the physical as the seed. But we'll talk about that. And this is like Albert Einstein and many other people that knew about E equals MC squared, or you're talking about energy equals, mass times acceleration. Now, regardless of this is what you call energy coming from the plane of force into the physical realm. Basically saying when you create an atoms, you're creating heat or this friction, or you're boxing in the energy. You know what I'm saying? Now, before I go into the rest, this is why I get so deep, because the soul is the energy that we call this, that brings this fire into this existence. So it's creating this spiritual energy of this kundalini or the shakti, or this serpentine coil-based energy that can rise up the spine. But this is teaching you that everything is in rhythm. Everything is about the frequency or the bandwidth, or about energy, emotion, or emotion. And emotion is what's bringing things to life. So you're talking about how the soul will start to activate everything when it comes to music, it comes to soul, it comes to dancing, it comes to experiencing, it comes to, you feel me, holding this memory. Now we're going to get into this memory a little bit more. So the soul is eternal, right? And the soul gives you the ability of will, whether you want to live or die. The soul is what, keeps all the memories from all your lives. The soul, and when you're talking about memory, you're talking about data. Now, this emotional intelligence, we talk about magnetism in the soul all the time, but it's just for you to understand that the soul and how powerful the soul is, and that the spirit is the shell of the soul, but the soul is the original. So you understand that all these bodies hold DNA and hold information and hold light and hold frequency. Now, the soul is the most powerful, is because it is the thing that always remains there, and it's always going to be. It's always going to continue to experience and grow based upon those experiences. Now the soul, it lives in the physical body. And listen how I said that, because we're talking about how the soul can manifest and uses energy to manifest this kundalini energy in the base of the spine. But the soul itself is what you call, it will live 1,000 years in the physical realm. Or you're talking about these the space or the lower realms before it can go to the spiritual. In the spiritual realms, the soul, well, not before it can go, it's already there, but the soul in the spiritual realms lives for about 40, I think it was 43,000 or 48,000 years. I'm gonna fact check myself on that. But the spiritual realm, my bad, y'all, it's 43,800 years. Now, and that's how long it is in the spiritual realm that your soul will remain. Now your soul will go beyond that, and it will go, into other spaces, even beyond, you know, certain aspects of the astrals and these other places, right? So then you got an almond-shaped lobe inside of the brain called the amygdala that pretty much is, that sits near the hippocampus, right? And it pretty much deals with your emotional sensory system. So like when you deal with information that triggers emotional responses, basically it can help bring things back to your memory that deals with things that you've been through, not just in this body but in the soul, when you're talking about the soul. So this process of the energy even having a way to bring things back to your memory in your mind, in the current, even in the physical, when we're talking about, right? You pick up a book, or you start reading something, or you maybe watch a movie and you see a scene of you know maybe in ancient times where they had wars, and it just triggers something in your mind where you remember something about your past life, bringing back certain memories that's embedded inside the DNA, inside of your soul. And also, maybe maybe you are reading a book, like I was saying, and you in the book it had certain historical events, or that kind of resonated with you, and then you realize that you're a multidimensional being, and you've probably been in the past as well as the future, because time doesn't really exist in that manner, right? As I've explained before, time is only when you're talking about cycles and circles of duration, and it's points in existence when you're talking about energy, when you're talking about photons and light particles and many different things like that. So basically, to keep it basic, is the soul is the power. It is the magnetism that brings life to everything down throughout every single realm. You feel what I'm saying? This electromagnetism runs through everything, but we know magnetism is what causes everything, and from magnetism you can create everything else. So this is the ability of the creator, and the ability of the all to be able to bring himself into an existence, or bring itself, I should say, into a creation. So understand that be happy that you get to live out certain existences inside certain bodies, because in pure energetic form you probably wouldn't even comprehend or understand that. But understand that the soul itself knows, and the internal you knows. So anytime y'all want to know yourself, you want to go inside. And I'm gonna keep always saying this, because I have people in my comment section ask me about is God real and things like that. You need to know, are first of all, are the thoughts that you think real, right? Where do your thoughts come from? What makes you feel the way you feel? Once you get into that, you'll start to comprehend yourself. Ask yourself questions. Ask yourself, who is God? Why is God? And let it come to you. You feel what I'm saying? Let me be honest with you. This is all internal work. You feel what I'm saying? So this is just an understanding of this. The first principle of the principles of the God body is to really comprehend what the soul is. So that's the one that we go over first. And the soul makes its way. It travels on all the way up through the ladder of lights. And you feel me? And it has a pretty good journey. And we'll talk about that in the next video.